Good Monday morning, mummers. Got some dinosaurs in the background. Hey, listen, I wanted to have a little chat to you about the second pregnancy paradox. So, after going deep diving into our message and our core fundamentals, what we've realised is there's a big difference between a mama who has her first child and her second child, and then her third and fourth beyond that. The way I see it is the type of mum that is onto her second pregnancy will have two problems after having her second child. The first being that she'll naturally want to bounce back from pregnancy as quickly as possible, as quickly as she did the first time. So she'll throw herself into F45 5 days a week, but when her body doesn't respond in the same way as it did the first time, she'll start looking for other alternatives. So this kind of weakens her certainty, and she becomes more susceptible. She's perceived as low-lying fruit, and that's when she'll often fall for just about any half-baked idea the fitness industry will throw at her. So this is a second problem. She'll try isogenics and replace her meals. She'll probably do the next F45 6-week challenge, double her exercise for a short period of time, and halve her calories, because that's what they say you do. You do an 1800 calorie diet, or whatever the calorie amount is. There's some form of restriction, and it doesn't matter what she does. One thing's for certain, she'll try and do more and eat less. This doesn't last long, because what she doesn't realise is now she's got two kids, and it's not like the first. With the first child, you've essentially gained a sidekick. Your 100% focus and attention is on them. But when you have your second, automatically that attention and focus is split, so there's less time. There's certainly less energy because there's less sleep, and the sleep quality is trash. And what she doesn't realise is her metabolism started to shift, okay? So it's shifting in the wrong direction, because with sleep deprivation comes impaired metabolism, meaning that whatever nutrients do get to her body aren't utilised as well as they probably could have been, okay? So if you trio this up for me in your head, and you imagine this mum who's tired, stressed, and for a short moment of time, whether it's a couple of weeks or her willpower is really strong and it's a couple of months, she increases her exercise, decreases the amount she's eating, on top of her body already being impaired and not necessarily taking up as much energy or nutrients as it should, and you get yourself a chemical shitstorm. Something that can be quite scary, and this opens the way for a whole bunch of deficiencies. And you might be wondering, well, Pete, what makes you guys different? You're in the fitness industry, and I totally get it, 100% hear what you're saying. We are the most qualified to fix this problem because of our experience with chronic fatigue and Megan. So Megan was on her second pregnancy with Logan. She had Miri 6 years earlier, and naturally she thought she was, superwoman, I suppose, being that it was her second pregnancy, so she knew what was ahead, or she thought she knew what was ahead. So she threw herself back into work, she threw herself back into exercise early. She'd done all these things, and the ramifications didn't catch up until later on, where she was diagnosed with chronic fatigue, diagnosed with another bout of glandular fever, and rushed to hospital for an iron infusion because of her severe anemia. So what we do is we always begin with sleep. We install the first pillar, which is a bedtime routine. And when we install that bedtime routine, we make sure that it flows and that it's something that can be kept up, because if you're like any other mum that comes across something like this, you'll see something shiny, do it for a week, and then it won't last. So really making sure that this new bedtime routine is something you can keep up and stick to, or something you can sidestep out of and do something else. Because the reality is Megan had to do guided meditations before she got her sleep right. The guided meditations worked initially, but then the guided meditations didn't. So then she had to move on to learning how to meditate herself. But when she couldn't get out of her head, the ultimate thing that really stuck with her was reading. Now, she picked up a book and we'll put it down for a few days. Picked up a book, read it for a few days and put it down for a day. And over the course of 6 months, she finally got into this smooth habit. So it's a bit like juggling. And when you can get one ball up in the air, even though you might drop it, you'll be more likely to pick up the second ball, which is the nutrition. Because let's face it, sleep has two effects. The first being that if you're not sleeping, you don't give I'll stop myself there. You don't give a crap about necessarily improving your habits. Okay, all of your good intentions go to the wayside because you're thinking about one thing, and that is being tired. So when you start to get better quality sleep, even though you might not be getting the 8 hours that you wish you had, your sleep quality, even though it's broken, will start to improve. You can start to care more about, doing the food prep, making sure fast, delicious nutrition is always available for you and your kids, your whole family. And when you start sleeping better, your body starts absorbing nutrients. Okay, this unshifts the metabolism. So despite what you might think, you can actually reverse the shift in metabolism and head in the right direction. You're never totally lost. Okay, best time to plant a tree was 20 years ago. Best time to start habits was 5 years ago, but the next best time is now. So once your sleep's installed, your nutrition is installed, and it's not mummy going on a diet, but it's the whole family getting involved in the process, it starts to build up some momentum. Okay, and this is where you can get past that 6-week mark, or that dreaded 12-week mark that you can never see out. And then when you get there, you can start to move more because you're getting the fuel, the energy, you're getting the sleep and recovery. You can start to move more, but not only move more for yourself, move more with the family. So instead of sitting and watching TV together, you can go outside and play on the trampoline. Or because you're more prepared in the kitchen, you're not cooking every night, and you can roll around on the floor and wrestle with them. I don't know what your household is like, but that's our household. We get pretty into it with our kids, and we wouldn't have it any other way. So it's these three pillars that are really core to moving a mum out of her second pregnancy, because it's at this pivotal moment where a mum can either go one of two ways. Okay, she'll either go down the path of allowing mum life to totally consume her. Okay, because her time and resources are split in half. There's only one way to go from there, and if you have a third child, it's split into 3 and then 4. So you can see how quickly and easily it is to allow mum life to totally consume her. Or she can go down the path of installing routines that make her time more productive, make things more efficient, so that she's not spending as much time doing the things she needs to care for herself, but she's still caring for herself so she can care and pour into other loved ones' cups more effectively. So these are the 3 pillars, and look, you're probably feeling really good after listening to this. If you feel like any mum, like I mentioned earlier, who scrolls through Facebook and sees some guru pop up, you'll listen to what they have to say and you'll try it, and you'll feel as though you're on top of the world, it's really working for you, but then all of a sudden the memories are raised and you go back to your old habits. And I'd like to encourage you now to, if you find yourself in that cycle, and look, we don't work with mums who are just out of their second pregnancy, because the thing is they've got to try and fail before they get to a point where we can actually help, because otherwise they'll just see us as any other option. When we're seen as any other option, well, we can't do our good work. We tend to find that mums come to us after the second pregnancy, about 12 months in, when they're really tired, they're feeling really crap, nothing's worked so far, and they're just at a loss and they don't know where else to turn. That's when they come to us, and they break that cycle of trying something new. Okay, thinking it's really good, raving about it to their friends, and then a week later they've forgotten about it and they're fallen back into the same routine. So look, if you are listening to this, you are in that cycle and you are going around and around, you're constantly looking outward for an internal solution, so you're looking for somebody to save you, pick up the phone, just click the link below. I'll post it in the comments section. You obviously can't pick up the phone. That was a proverbial instruction. I want you to click the link that I'll post in a second in the comments section. That'll take you to an application page. Look, there's no obligation at all. We don't want to help you if you don't want our help. It's as simple as that. And we're really picky about who we take on. We've only got a small group, and one bad egg can send the whole group into array, and all of our work that we've done over the last 2 years into disarray as well. So we're really picky about who we take on. We don't just want anyone. We want someone. We want a mum who, really gives a shit about her body, the way she looks, the way she presents herself, and is aware that her actions are directly influencing her kids' actions and how her kids will perceive adult life when they grow up. So I'll pop the link below. There'll be an application page. Have a read through it, and if you feel like it's a good fit, jump on a call with us. Just book in a call. It'll either be me or Megan taking the call, and we can have a chat. We can have a chat about how we can install the 3 pillars into your lifestyle and how that would look. I'll even give you your next step. Megan will even give you your next step. That's about as far as we can actually go with the call. I mean, we can't give you any more value other than that, because we just don't know what or how well you would implement the first step. So if we could give you the entire path and tell you exactly what to do to get you there in one call, we would, but life doesn't work that way. So jump on a call. At the very least, you're going to have a chat to somebody who's walked in your shoes, or a father who has experienced a mum going through exactly what you're going through, and we'll be able to have a little chat about your specific problems, your obstacles, but more importantly, how we can install the 3 pillars into your lifestyle and what your next step will be. So at the very least, you'd have heaps of value. This is free of charge. This is at no cost at all. And if you do decide that you want to come on and you want to commit and you're all in and you'll do whatever it takes to get to where you want to go, then that option will also be presented to you if we feel as though we can help you. So there it is. That's the 3 pillars. If you did jump on late, just wait for the upload and you can jump on and listen to the whole talk. There's a little bit of rambling there, but I'm sure you'll catch the gist. Thanks for watching. If you were watching live, let me know. Thumbs up, give me a strong arm, say hi. It's always good to see you online. There's 3 of you now, so thank you very much. Happy Monday. Enjoy the rest of your week.